What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, in today's video, we are going to dive into the Sapphire Nitro RX 6600 XT. So let's get into it. All right, miners, so 6600 XT. I don't have any XTs yet. I do have a few 6600s. I have 3 mining right now, and I have an additional 3 that we'll be doing a mining rig build of in the next week. So I went ahead and picked this one up recently, and I was really excited about it. Believe it or not, Red Fox Crypto actually reached out to me and let me know that these were on sale on NewEgg, and I'm a huge fan of Sapphire Nitros. I think the quality of the cards are fantastic, and I really love like my RX 470s and 570. So on NewEgg Shuffle, you can see here Sapphire Nitro RX 6600 XT, 8 gig, and here is a picture of the card. And check out this price, $539. I couldn't go ahead and let this one slip by me. So after paying, I think it was tax and also shipping, I think it was like $580 is where we came out at. I'll have to look at my order information at the very end of this video when we talk about how many days to break even and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and crack this open and let's take a look at our RX 6600 XT. Okay, so let's get this opened up here. You gotta love it when the still has that lovely sticker on there that you do have to go ahead and cut. Open up our boxes. I don't know about you guys, but I love to keep these boxes. I feel like it's like a trophy, you know what I mean? When you get these things after you've had them for some time. All right, so we got that open. Typical brown box we got here. We got some paperwork inside. And there's our card. Nothing else to it. They didn't go crazy with packaging, I'll tell you that much. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Let's close up our box here. We'll stick it in front of the monitor. Makes it look good for the camera. And it is in our bag. Ooh, man, I'm impressed already. Just gotta look at it. Take a look at this, guys. First look. We got plastic on the outside, but this very much reminds me of my other Sapphire Nitros from years ago, the 470s and the 570s. It's got a really nice outside shroud to it. It looks very similar to the 570s and 470s. And then take a look at the back. The back plate, it looks identical to that Sapphire Nitro. You know, if I look at my Sapphire 6600, so it seems like, now, still new, as I said, started back in February. It seems like there's a Sapphire model series, a Sapphire Nitro model series, and then a Sapphire Pulse as well. The Sapphire Nitro and the Pulse seem very similar. So this one here does have a dual BIOS switch on it, which is really, really nice here. And what that does is that allows you, there's actually 2 chips that have the BIOS on them. And traditionally some of them are like your overclock, beefier one, and the other one's more your standard, your economy mode. But the nice thing is if you ever have issues with any cards you're looking at and you have a problem with it or someone says they have a problem with it, a lot of people don't realize there's a BIOS switch because they're not always labeled like this. Sometimes it's not even labeled and it's this itty bitty tiny button right here and you just flip it back and forth and it clicks over. So that's something really, really cool there. Okay, so let's get best part of a brand new card, which I don't get new cards very often. I'm traditionally buying my cards secondhand. So this is always a lot of fun to peel the plastic. All right, good to go. I think I got them all. Yep. If you're interested in the back, a few ports here. DisplayPort, HDMI, DisplayPort, and DisplayPort. So, 1 8-pin, which is great, love it. And that'll make it really easy once we get this in a rig at a future date. So let's talk about next steps. So next steps are we're gonna go ahead and get this in our test bench here. Let me correct our camera. Here's our test bench. We just built this more recently. I'm really happy with it. I'll put a link in the upper right-hand corner to a video that I did building this out. If you guys are curious, it's just a B450 mining motherboard in this with, you know, this is actually a Mad Electron voltage meter as well as a 650 watt EVGA power supply that I got with another card. I think I got this actually with my 3060 that I got off NewEgg Shuffle. Most of my newer cards that I have are actually all from NewEgg Shuffle directly. So I built this for the pure purpose of just testing GPUs, just like this. I even put in the small bracket. It comes with a much bigger bracket, and I put in a smaller motherboard just to push me not to go ahead and try to turn this into a full-blown mining rig, because I really don't want to use it as one. I've had that issue in the past where I'm like, all right, I'm going to set this up as a test bench, and then lo and behold, a few weeks later, it turns into a full-blown mining rig, and I'm like, ugh, that's not what I wanted to do. So let's finish getting these in. These are actually thumb screws, but this guy's being a little difficult. I like putting thumb screws in to make this easier, but there we go. It just wasn't threading right, as you guys hear me struggling through the microphone. Okay. So thumb screws, I'm doing exactly what we want. And then we just went ahead and we have this sitting here just to go ahead and do our connections, which we don't have a riser in this situation. So we can just go ahead and plug that in. Perfect. So we're all set and ready to go. Let's make sure, turn it on. And here we go. Ooh, check that out. It's got a little RGB on the side too. That looks really, really good. Here, can I zoom that in for you guys? Come on. There we go. Look at that. Oh, we fancy. We got zooming in and everything. So let me get our monitor plugged in, and let's see if this boots right into HIVEOS for the first time. And check that out. First boot. Oh, you love it when things work out the way they're supposed to. We're booted into HIVEOS. The only thing I forgot to do was to plug an Ethernet cable in. So let me do that, and then we'll jump over to the PC. And let's see what type of Ethereum hash rate we can get from the 6600 XT. Okay, so taking a look, we're stock right now. So right now we're at 27.76. So let's put that in here. Hash rate, 27.76. And now let's look. Oh, look at that. We actually hit 28.4. Nice, 28.47. Okay, so now let's talk about our watts. What does that look like? So when I look over at our voltage meter right now, we're at about 90. So if we do 90 minus what our test bench uses, which is 25 watts. Let's go ahead and put that in here. 90 minus 25 equals 65 watts at the wall for the GPU. Okay, so that gives us a nice baseline here, gives us a good understanding as to everything going on. So now we're going to go ahead and look at Ethereum Overclock Settings. All right, so let's take a look here. So now that we have all that information, let's edit this here. And I've already done my research ahead of time to see what type of overclock settings work well with the Samsung memory. As I said, everything will be different based off of the memory type and even off the manufacturer. So we're going to go ahead and start out with some overclock settings here. 965. We're going to do 640 for our core, 620, and I'm seeing a lot of settings like this for the 6600 as well as 6600 XT. For our memory clock, we're going to do 1135. For our memory voltage, 1275. All right, we're going to leave power alone. We're going to go ahead and just put 100 fan for right now while we're doing our testing. And let's go ahead and apply it. And let's see what we come back with the hash rate. Let's see what our watts are. That's the big one. You know, we want to get the most watts, or the most hash rate, I'm sorry, but the least amount of watts possible. You know, that's kind of our end-all game plan when it comes down to overclocking. A lot of people are very hesitant when it comes to overclocking. I've run into several new miners that are like, I haven't overclocked my cards yet. And I'm like, wait, hold the phone. So you slap your cards into HIVEOS or Windows and you're mining on stock, which means insane power usage, and your card is going to run crazy. Like, please do not do that. These are investments. Graphics cards are very sensitive, and I don't want to see you guys burning out or damaging your cards by just running them stock just because. Okay, so first coming back, we're looking at 32.15, it looks like, coming back from the miner. We'll refresh here. So let's go ahead and record some settings here. So we did core equals 965. We did our core voltage equals 640. Our memory controller voltage equals 620. And our memory clock equals 1135. And finally, our memory voltage equals 1275. Okay, so good spot there. Looks like we hit 3215. So our hash rate equals 32.15, no, 17. And then let's look at our watts. So, you know, in HIVEOS, it says 49 watts. We don't want to believe HIVEOS. Come on now. You know better. You need a voltage meter. So let's take a look at the wall. 84.5, 86, 85, 84. We're going to go with 85. We're going to round it. 85 watts minus the 25. So 85 minus 25. That's going to go ahead and put us at 60 watts at the wall and GPU, which is great. So hash rate 32.17 at 60 watts. So now let's jump over to what to mine. Okay, so we're over at what to mine here. Let's put in our 32.17. We're going to put in our 60 watts, and our electrical cost is 0.058. If you guys are questioning, like, why do you have crazy electric costs? It's so low. I'll put a link down below. I have a video on why my costs are so low and why that works out well for me in this situation with mining. So let's hit calculate, and we'll take a look at Ethereum here. Okay, so taking a look down below, this GPU is making us $1.81 a day. It's only 8 cents when it comes down to our cost for electricity, and our profit per day is $1.72. So that being said, that gives us a better idea as to our monthly profit there. Now, if we put in our cost here, so we said this was 581 was like our out the door cost there. This will go ahead and give us a rough break even of 337 days. So it's not over a year, so that's good. I'd like to stay away from anything that goes over a year. We're at 337 days. The profitability per day is not where I hoped it would be, but if we go to Coin 360, we can go ahead and see right now the current price of Ethereum is down low. Look at that today, down negative 7.31, which is pretty crazy. So that's some low numbers when doing this video. On top of that, if we go to CoinGecko and we take a look at Ethereum right now, oh, look at this dip. Look at this dip. This is just in today. Man, that's definitely rough there. So Ethereum, as soon as I saw those numbers, I was like, that is not looking the greatest right now. But Ethereum's looking good. 32.18 for our hash rate for our Sapphire Nitro 6600 XT. I love it. I can't wait to get my hands on more of these cards. I love the fact that it uses 60 watts. That is insane. 60 watts for 32 mega hash and a brand new series card, which means it's going to last us several years now moving forward, which is great. If you guys have picked up any of these cards, I'd love to see some comments down below. What does your hash rate look like? Are you seeing higher than 32? You getting 33 or 34? And what's your overclock settings? You know, share that mystery and magic. I'd love to know more about it. Anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And hey, if you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing. Take care.